Hey team, Damaris Morris here, Marketing Operation Manager at DNA. Today I'm going to be discussing email drips and what are email drips and how do you create email drips for your equity crowdfunding marketing campaign. So first, what are email drips? An email drip is an automated, pre-planned, or canned sequence of emails that a contact will go through when they meet a specific trigger. Note that this is not an email newsletter. An email newsletter is a one-time blast of to your entire contact list or a segment of your contact list versus an email drip is an automated sequence of emails and it's ongoing. So why do you need email drips for equity crowdfunding? Well, it's a really, really great way to engage and potentially convert cold leads into investors via email. And it also allows you to build out your funnel and keep investors engaged in the middle of the funnel right before they convert. Plus, it's all automated. So once you set it up, you can manage it from afar and update it as you see fit. So it takes a lot less work to manage it overall. You just need to set it up initially in the beginning. So let's look at an email drip funnel. How does it work? What's the flow? So an email drip always starts with gathering a contact information. So in the form of, a cold lead, that cold lead can come from a Facebook lead form ad, which is typically what we do at DNA. We run Facebook lead form ads to collect potential investors' information, new investors who are interested in learning more. That contact list is then added to an email, which triggers them to go and receive email number 1. And then within a delay after, they'll receive email number 2. There's another delay. They'll receive email 3. And then a third delay, and they'll receive email number 4. And it goes on and on and on. There's no limit to how many emails you can have in your drip funnel. So again, to recap that, it starts with collecting a piece of contact information, typically from a lead form ad or other forms. You will then add that contact to a specific segment or audience in your email list, and that triggers them to go through the sequence of emails. So how do you create an email drip campaign? Well, the first step I recommend is to create Facebook lead form ads. Now, I'm not going to go into depth onto how to create Facebook lead form ads here in this video, but I've linked a great resource in this deck, and this deck will be available after, I'll link it down in the description below for you guys so you can download it and use it for reference. But the essential elements of a Facebook lead form ad look like this. We have content, a piece of copy, and a graphic, and then a learn more button. When a person clicks on the learn more button, they are prompted to then put in their name and information and email information so they can receive more info via email, hence the email drip. The next step is to plan and write your email drip sequence. So at DNA, we recommend for equity crowdfunding to set up 2 separate drip sequences with different content. Your first one is a prospective email drip. This is the drip for cold leads, new investors who might be thinking about investing in your campaign, who want to learn more, etc. They're coming in as traffic sources from ads from top of the funnel, and then they're moving into the email drip, into the middle of the funnel where they can learn more information and then hopefully get pushed further down into the funnel to conversion. So this drip, like I said, is connected to a Facebook lead form ad campaign. And then a converted email drip. This drip is for current investors or new investors. This is not connected to Facebook. Rather, this drip is manually triggered when you upload new investors to your investor list. So say you're running your campaign, you did a fund disbursement, and you are allowed to download a list of your investors' emails. You would download that list and then upload it to your email marketing system to a specific audience, and then that would trigger them to go through an email drip sequence. So the purpose of the 2 email sequences are different. Prospective, you're trying to convert cold leads into new investors, and the converted, you're taking new investors and keeping them engaged, telling them thank you, etc. So what kind of content are we going to put in the prospective drip? Like I said, there's no limit to how many emails you can put in the drip. It could be 3 emails, it could be 30. So it's important that you plan out your emails. Well, you have to think about your audience in the sense of what's going to inspire them to invest. Let's always welcome them first. I think the best practice is your first email should be a welcome email, like welcome to my company, and indoctrinate them in your company, tell them more about you, share your campaign video, explain the investment opportunity. Then I would recommend creating an email that speaks to market opportunity and market growth. Why is now the right time for the business from a market sense? And why does it make sense to put our dollars into this growing market? Then you can speak to competitor analysis and unique differentiators. How do you stand apart from your competition? What makes you unique? What makes you tick? And why should we invest in those unique differentiators? If you do a product, I think it's really great content to show you using your product as much as possible. Even if your product is not completely developed, I recommend investing in getting renderings of your product done so you can show potential new investors how it would work. From there, you can also highlight any great existing traction, growth, etc., to really just show that your business is on the right path, that you're taking the steps needed to push the business forward and meet important milestones. You can speak to existing capital raised. If you've ever raised capital in the past and other fundraising efforts, then you can speak to those as well. For like investors want to invest in a company that have had successful raises. If you've raised prior like $1 million, and it would make sense for you to promote that as investors see like, okay, that's a lot of third-party validation. They already have a great investor community. You can create some content around the top reasons to invest. Quick short video, selfie video, 5 reasons to invest in this company directly from the founder can be very powerful. You definitely want to include investor and customer testimonials as well. We all use testimonials as a way to make our final decision in whatever it is, like whether we're purchasing a product or choosing the restaurant to go to. We all lean on reviews and testimonials to ensure that our decision is going to be the best decision for our dollars or, for dinner. You can also highlight press features. It's great third-party validation. If you've been featured in Forbes or Business Insider or any other niche publications, why don't you share the article in your email drip sequence and let people learn more information that way. And then lastly, if you have any evergreen blogs or vlogs that could be used in the campaign as well, speaking maybe to problem solution or reasons why your product can solve X problem better, that kind of content, if it's evergreen, can be great for an email drip. For a prospective investor, remember, these are new investors, people who don't know anything about your company or brand or investment opportunity, that this is the content that can best serve them. So let's look at some examples here. So here's a welcome email. I'm not going to read everything verbatim here, but basically the gist of this email is welcoming the client or the potential new investor to the company, sharing your mission and vision, sharing your campaign video, sharing your raise page. And if you have a pitch deck, I encourage linking it in this video, in this email as well, so investors can learn a lot of information right off the bat on your investment opportunity. This is a market opportunity email, a brief email going into the market, showcasing some statistics and a little bit of research on the market growth and why it's a good time to invest in this growing market. And this email number 3 example is a press feature. So if you're, like I said, feature in Forbes, Business Insider, Yahoo Finance, the list goes on and on. It's a great idea to showcase that as third-party validation and to give more, educational information on your business as well. Okay, so that was prospective email drip content. Let's look at converted. So remember, the audiences for these 2 drips are different. In the converted email drip, we are speaking to your investors, the people who have invested and given you a vote of confidence with their dollar. So how do we engage them in an email drip sequence? Well, we have to ask ourselves, what kind of content will not only keep our investors engaged, but will re-inspire them to reinvest? So here's some ideas you can lean on. A thank you email. It's just best practice. Anyone who gives you anything, you should thank them, right? So investors should be no different. I would also recommend sending them an investor survey. That way you can glean a little bit of information about them. This is not a long survey. Remember, investors are busy people. It's a 2-minute survey just for you to learn about why they invested and if they would consider reinvesting. You can also provide a digital gift as well. This is great if your product is digital. It just goes a long way to surprise and delight your investors and send them something that was unexpected. So maybe it's a t-shirt, maybe it's a mug, like I said, maybe it's a digital gift, something that they wouldn't expect that can really leave an investor feeling good and encourage them to reinvest. And then an investor call. So if investors are willing or considering to invest more money, like maybe $3,000 or more, $5,000 or more, then I really encourage you to send them a Calendly link where they can book a call with you so you can meet and greet with them directly and then potentially close them over the phone for the higher investment amount. Again, it's a great way to meet your investor community, great way to hear their questions, their concerns, and then close them live as well. So here are some examples of these emails here. So you can see in the thank you email, really the structure is primarily thanking the investor, letting them know how important you are to their community, and then showing them like what they can expect now that they're a part of the investor community, giving them step-by-steps on how to stay close to the campaign and close to the business and receive frequent business updates as well. Step 2, here's that investor survey. It's just a brief call to action to take a short survey just to help out the business and learn more about them. And then email 3 is a reinvestment call to action. Again, like if you're interested in investing more money, let's hop on a call together. And I encourage you, again, to set up a Calendly link for investors to book onto your calendar some time to speak with you directly, learn more about the business opportunity, and discuss, reinvesting at a higher amount. Okay, so that's all the content, right? Those are what you can lean on to create your email drips. And by no means is that an exhaustive list. I just wanted to give you like a foundation of ideas that you can lean on in the case that, your creative juices are running dry. So now let's look into how do we actually create an email drip sequence in your email marketing tool. Not going to go into super in depth here. I've linked in some additional resources into this deck, so I really encourage you to download it. But first, I'll tell you right off the bat, you'll need to create 2 brand new audiences in your email marketing tool, a prospective investor audience and a converted investor audience. And then from there, you can develop your email drip. So it's very similar to building out a newsletter. However, you will add a trigger at the beginning. As you can see in this picture here, there's a trigger, and the trigger is they sign up for your audience, and then from there, you're going to build out an email. That first email, right, your welcome email, whatever it is, and then you can put in a time delay. Our standard practice is 3 days. It can be adjusted. You can do a shorter delay, or you can do a longer delay in between emails. And then you're going to build out your second email, etc. So it's very sequential, and if you know how to build out an email newsletter, then building out your email drip in your email marketing tool will be straightforward. Some email marketing tools have different lingo around email drips. I know in MailChimp it's called automations or flows. In Klaviyo it's called flow. So every email marketing tool has a version of email drips. They just call it something different. Your next step would to be to integrate your Facebook lead form ads with an email marketing tool. Now, this is if you're doing a prospective email drip. Remember, in the converted drip, there is no Facebook lead form ads because you are emailing your current investors, right? So you would be downloading that investor list from your portal. But if you're doing a prospective, you're gathering cold leads from Facebook via Facebook lead form ads. So you need some way to move all those contacts from Facebook into your email marketing tool. And it's great that you can automate it, because if not, you would be manually downloading email contacts from Facebook on a daily basis and putting them into your email marketing tool so they can get triggered and go through your email drip. This is where Zapier comes in. And Zapier is a third-party app that transfers data from one platform to another. It's that simple. So if you integrate your Facebook lead form ads with your MailChimp or your email marketing tool with Zap will automatically move all your leads from Facebook into your email marketing tool. So that way it's even more hands-off, and your leads are automatically getting an email pretty much the moment that they sign up on Facebook lead form ads. There's no delay, and it's overall a much better user experience for your cold lead. So I really recommend Zapier again. And to integrate Facebook lead form ads, you must get a paid Zapier plan to create the integration. Zapier considers Facebook lead form ads a premium, so you have to do a paid plan. But I promise you, it is cost effective, and it is definitely worthwhile for your campaign. If you want specific how-to details and videos on how to integrate a Facebook lead form ad with MailChimp via Zapier, click on this link here, and this link will walk you step by step through the process. And the last step is to turn your campaign on. So once you have your Facebook lead form ad set up, they're integrated with your email marketing tool in Zap, and you've built out your flow in your email marketing tool, then you can just turn your campaign on. Most email marketing tools will have some sort of slider button or button that says turn on, pause, make inactive. So you just want to make sure to turn it on. That way your trigger is live, and any new contacts that are added to your list are getting triggered to go through your email drip. And that's it. If you have any questions about your email marketing tools, email drips, Zapier, Facebook lead form ads, or just email drips in general, feel free to reach out. Again, my name is Damaris Morse. I'm the marketing operations manager at DNA. You can feel free to reach out to me directly, or to reach out on our website as well, where one of our team members will get in contact with you. We're here as a resource. We're here to answer any of your questions, not just in email marketing in general, but in equity crowdfunding. Please lean on us if you need any help ever. And I look forward to, sharing more content with you and teaching you more in the world of equity crowdfunding and content marketing. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.